Being a chef, professional or at home, is about so much more than just the prep and execution. It starts before we enter the kitchen, in our grocery stores and local markets. We choose the ingredients to stock our fridges, fill our pantries, and share with our family and friends. Now these days, fortunately, there's a lot of info available to help you make the right choices while shopping, on the internet, in the store, and even right on the products themselves. Today, I want to talk to you about one that I bet most of you have seen before, the blue cow logo. We'll talk about that some more, but first, let's get to today's recipe. We're going to prepare veal polpette with provolone and ricotta. It sounds really fancy, but I just like to think of it as fun and simple, so let's get started. We're going to set our oven to 220 degrees Celsius or 425 Fahrenheit, and then start our prep. So in a large bowl, you're just going to take 2 pieces of bread and just crumble them in. Now this can be any kind of bread you like, whatever you've got left over, and just rip them into sort of large chunks. And then we're going to soak it in a little bit of 100% Canadian milk. So we're just going to pour in our milk. And then we'll just add some garlic, a couple of eggs. And then let's add in our veal. So we've got about 2¼ pounds of veal here. And then our Canadian provolone cheese. Now we're gonna get our hands right in there and just mix this up. Okay, while we're mixing, we've got a clean hand here. We're gonna add in a little bit of salt and pepper. And you want to mix this so that all the ingredients are uniform. Okay, we're just going to shape these into some large balls, and we're going to place them into an oven-safe dish. Now this recipe really showcases Canadian dairy as a key element of a hearty dish. You can find Canadian products of every variety at your local grocer, and your only limit is what you can imagine creating. I'm featuring this recipe to show you the variety and quality of products produced right here at home. Now, remember that blue cow logo that I mentioned? That's the easy way to know that you're using a product made with 100% Canadian milk. And that also comes with 3 commitments: food safety, animal care, and sustainability. Once we're finished sculpting, it's into the oven for about 20 minutes. And to get that beautiful brown, we'll be broiling it for the last few minutes. In the meantime, we're gonna prep these mushrooms. So we're just going to coat them with some melted Canadian butter, and then give them a little toss. And they're just gonna go on a tray and cook in the oven for about 10 to 15 minutes. Now, while we wait on these mushrooms, we're gonna move to the stovetop. So now we're ready to make our sauce. In a small saucepan, we'll just add some low sodium beef broth and a little bit of cornstarch. And we're just gonna whisk that up. You wanna bring it to a boil and let it simmer for about 5 minutes, just until it's thickened. Now our last bit of prep is going to be heating this delicious ricotta in a pan for about 2 or 3 minutes, just until it's warmed through. And then we'll be ready to plate.
Hi, my name is Chloe and I'm a dairy farmer. So the cows here at our farm get milk 3 times per day. They get fresh feed twice a day. When I started working here on the dairy farm and it was my daily life, it just made sense. And yes, it's a lot of work, but it's worth it because I get to wake up every morning and love what I do. When you're buying dairy products with the blue cow logo, you're ensuring that the milk is the highest quality and that you're also supporting farmers from here and farmers like me. So thank you, everyone.
Okay, we're back at our assembly area and everything is hot and ready to plate. So we're gonna start with our Canadian ricotta. It's nice and warm, and we're just gonna spread this on the bottom of the plate. So this sort of forms our base for our polpette. Next, we'll add some mushrooms. And then these beautiful veal polpette with provolone cheese. Then a few more mushrooms just to top things off. And some of our beautiful sauce. Really, really simple. but looks absolutely beautiful when you put everything together. And then we'll just garnish with some nice fresh herbs. One of the other elements of the Blue Cow logo commitments that really matters to me is sustainability. Canadian dairy farmers are global leaders in sustainable farming. The carbon footprint of 1 liter of Canadian milk is less than half of the global average. And just like that, we have a restaurant quality, hearty family meal with fairly minimal prep using nutritious ingredients. Sourcing Canadian dairy products ensures you're supporting local farmers that are committed to animal welfare and adopting sustainable practices, listening to science, reducing their footprint, and looking out for future generations. Cooking with Canadian dairy products is always a treat, and if you'd like to discover some more recipes, check out their link on our screen. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we'll see you next time. For more information about Canadian dairy farmers, environmental initiatives, animal welfare, and more, visit CanadianBetterLivingTV.ca/dairy.